So YouTube, let's get through these settings. The best settings you want for Call of Duty Vanguard on console or PC, but this is mainly console because some PCs are gonna have different settings depending on what graphics card, shit like that. This is mainly console, but all these settings are on PC as well, so let's get straight in. For the sensitivities, there is not a best sensitivity. It's a sensitivity what you feel comfortable using. But if you're a beginner, I would say use sensitivity on 6.6. Or if you're struggling at 6.6, use 5.5. But for me, I'm using 8.8 because I've been playing Call of Duty since basically the first Call of Duties that came out. And the ground vehicle sensitivities is just when you're using a vehicle, and this doesn't really matter, and the air vehicle doesn't matter. The ADS sensitivity multiplier is when you're aiming down sights. So if your sensitivity is an 8, but then when you're aiming in, you don't feel like it's the right sensitivity for you. You gotta put this up or down depending on what you want your ADS to be on. Mine's 0.9, which means if it's on 1, it's gonna be literally 8. But if it's 0.9, the ADS is gonna feel slower. If you don't get it, you should get it. Custom sensitivity per zoom. Mine's just on off. You don't need to mess with any of this. Tactical flipped is my button layout setting because I like to shoot with L1 and R1. If you're on console and you play controller, or if you're on PC and you play controller, I would recommend using tactical so you can slide cancel with R3. You don't need slide cancel with circle. Or if you're on Xbox, you don't have to slide cancel like that. And flipped, you can use flipped. Basically, when you press show more, you can put flipped on so you can shoot L1, R1. This means you're going to be shooting faster than somebody else using L2 and R2 because it takes longer to use. Vertical aim on foot is just standard. You want to mess with this. Same with this. Same with this. And then aim response curve type, you need dynamic. Since Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare that came out when Warzone came out, you have to use dynamic. It is the best response curve for aim. Controller vibration, what is off. You don't want anything messing around with your aim or making you feel uncomfortable. Trigger effect off. You don't need this shit. This is random. Weapon fire threshold on. ADS sensitivity transition time. I ain't messed with that. These I haven't messed with this. Just keep these on how you see it on screen. These dead zones, you might have to put it up or down depending on if your controller is old or new. So if your controller's old, like you've had a controller for 1-2 years, you probably have stick drift. So make sure you put these dead zones higher so you don't have to have these stick drifts. All of these settings, yeah, just keep these like that unless you have stick drift, so you have to move the sensitivities higher. And let's go on to the gameplay. Target aim assist, of course you want this on. You want ADS aim assist on. ADS plus melee, you want this on. Weapon movement, exit, mount, you want this on. Deleted ammo on. Blind fire on. Blind fire is basically when you're not aiming, just press R2 and you can shoot. This is a big setting. Automatic airborne mantle. Everybody's got this off or on, but you want it on partial. And you want ground mounted off, grounded mantle off, and automatic ground mantle off. The reason for this is slide cancelling in this game is shit for some reason. After I slide cancel, it jumps for some reason. So you want these 3 settings, and you're going to be slide cancelling like you do on Warzone and Modern Warfare. And basically, yeah, make sure you have these 2 settings is essential. Everything else is just mantle stance queuing on. Automatic sprint, you want this on automatic tactical sprint. So you're just sprinting all the time. You don't need to click it in or anything. You don't want to be at disadvantage in them gunfights. Auto move forward off. You don't need this if you've got automatic sprint on. Sprint cancels, reloads, of course, on. Sprinting door dash, you want that on. Slide behavior, big one. You want it on tap. Why do you want to hold it in? It's just longer. What's the point? You need it on tap. Aim down sight behavior, hold. Yeah. Equipment behavior, hold. Yep, you want to hold, not toggle. Allow that. Steady aim behavior, hold. Automatic weapon fire behavior, hold. You want this on tap. Always want this on tap. Leave it on tap to reload. Score behavior toggle. This don't really matter. Graphics. If you've got 120 Hz refresh rate, make sure it is on. This means you need a PS5. I don't know if the new Xbox has it, but it probably does. I need a monitor that has 120 Hz at least, so you can play 120 FPS. If you do have 120/144 Hz monitor or higher, and you got PS5 with the new Xbox, make sure this 120 Hz refresh rate is on. But if you got old gen, you can't put this on. Brightness, you basically want this so that the center logo is barely visible. You see on 46, you can't see it like that. But when I put the 4748, you can see it barely. So it should be like 4748 for me. Depends on your TV thingy as well, brightness, whatever your TV brightness is on as well. ADS field of view, well, field of view, yeah. Field of view, why would you want it low? Make sure it's 100 or above so you can see more of the screen. This is personal preference, but this is a big one. ADS field of view, don't have it on independent, do not have it independent. You want it affected because this is better for showing less recoil on your screen. It's better for visual recoil. When you use affected, you can't see recoil on your guns. At least you made a TikTok and a short on it. So if you want to see that, is in the last short in my YouTube before this video. Camera movement, default 100%. Word motion blur off, of course. If you're a Warzone guy, you know these settings have to be off. Weapon motion blur off. Depth field on. You want this off. On-demand texture streaming, just have it on if you can. If your Wi-Fi support, if your Wi-Fi is good, just have it on. Audio is personal preference. The volume on these games is very loud, but mine's on master volume 60, music on 20. You can have this off if you want. Dialogue volume 100, sound effects volume 100. You want this 100, or the minimum for these two probably 80, I would say. And these doesn't really matter. Hit marker sound effect, I have it at Vanguard. Audio mix 100% one in headphones. Why not? You have to have a headphone. Clear shape music, personal preference. Mono audio off. Mono, if you have it on off, is audio is split between left and right channels to provide directional sound. If you have it on, left and right audio channels are combined into one channel. Why would you want that? You need an off so you can literally pinpoint where the players are. Voice chat on, voice chat volume. This is his personal preference, all of these. And the interface, this is basically should be normal. If whatever language you need, put it on that language. I want English. Default, subtitles off, subtitle size. Default 0, all default 0, 50, off, on. FOV counter hidden, server latency hidden, packet loss hidden. This hidden, mute sound, warning on. Yeah, you want minimap shape on square so you can see more of the minimap. This is a big one. Minimap rotation on, crosshair bobbin on, compass cardinal direction text letters, that don't really matter. Have all of these on. So yeah, these are the settings I've gone through. If you're stuck somewhere and you need help regarding settings or something like that, just comment down below. I'm glad to help you guys. I hope this is a very educational / informative video. And this is your boy Anar's Beast, and I'm out.